Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. This is my LineDotArrow design team project for January, and we're going to be using a kit called Vintage Slim Journal Collage Pages. And all that means is the pages are portrait oriented so that you can make a slim journal, and they're collage pages so you can use them whichever way you want. So there's 20 pages to the kit. So let me move this out of the way. So I'm going to show you the kit like I always do. And then we're going to talk about what I'm thinking about doing. I'm not sure. Now remember that Natalie's in Europe, so your pages are going to be even skinnier. And so we're going to have to deal with that, you know what I mean, folding or cutting in half or whatever it is we're going to do. I'd like to use a manila folder, I think, for this project. And my fingers aren't working. And find some way to kind of fold it to make 4 pages. If I have to, we'll use 2 manila folders and no tabs. But I'd like to keep the tabs if I could. That would be great. I love these butterflies. Okay, those are your collage pages. Now, these are going to be your 2 writing pages. They have a graph pattern on them. Where's that other one? So you've got these 2. And they do have a little bit of a pattern, but it's light and it's also vertical. Then you have, let's see, these 2. This can be used, either one can be used as a page itself, and then this one I'm going to use as the backing page to back the papers in the ephemera with. You'll notice they're all white on the back right now, so I have some work cut out for me. Speaking of cut out, here's a page of fussy cuts. If you have a scan and cut, you're going to have to cut these out by hand because of the background color. I'm going to talk to Natalie and see if she's got a white version, you know, before she added the background, but she may have done the background, you know what I mean? There may be no way to do that, which is fine. You can still cut them up into squares, you know what I mean? And so that'll be A-okay. And there's nothing wrong with this. I don't want it to make it sound like there is, Natalie. I'm just telling you guys your options. Then there's all the rest of this ephemera. She's got these nice tags. Everything's easily cut out. In your pockets. And envelopes. And tags that look like, what do you call them? Tags. Never mind. And some nice circles to use for decoration. I like circles. And some little writing cards. Some more tags with the scalloped top. And a beautiful little girl, and the circles in the smaller size, the cards in the smaller size. Okay, so that's our kit. And so I'm going to cut everything out. Well, I'm going to print on the back first, and then I'm going to cut everything out. Now, I'm thinking to try to find some kind of a fold that will allow us to keep our tab. So let me think about that too. And then when we come back in the rest of video 1, then we will make our base at least. And then I'm going to try to have the cover too done or decided on. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just 1 sec. Okay. I'm back. Oops, that's lace I'm gonna dye. Move that out of the way. Ignore the mess on the prototype. I was trying out stamping the edges and inking the edges in different colors, and emptying out my daubers so that I could test out another color. I tested out these plants. I thought that might match, but it's actually too busy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use brushed corduroy, and I'm just going to ink around the edges. I'm not going to fill this in, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to scrub it along here and fill that in. I'm just going to do the edges. So this is our prototype for our thin journal, slim journal. I keep wanting to call it a skinny journal, or as you can see, thin journal. And this is the front. Ignore the mess. And you have your tab still, and it just opens like this. And we're just going to have the 4 big pages. And I think we might leave this open instead of making a pocket. Then we would have 8 pages, and your journal would actually fold out like this. So that would be kind of neat and something kind of different. So let's go ahead and fold this. It's really easy, she says confidently. This is the side tab, regular sized manila folder. And we're just going to fold this back to the factory fold. You want to make sure that it's straight. Now on this one, you use the tab to make it even. On this side, when you fold it back, you want to use this part. That way your tab is sticking out. Okay? So you want to use this part. It's a little bit harder to see. I must use the wrong end of a tab. No, it's the same. Why does the tab stick out? Oh. There we go. Just fold it. It's going to look like a W. So just flip the flaps back and forth until you end up with your tab sticking out on the front. Apparently, it's a puzzle. Then I'm going to take a break again and ink my folder. Am I going to ink it? Do I have to ink it? This is what I'm wondering. Oh, I forgot. We have to cut this off to 10 7/8. So we're going to cut the bottom off. I knew that looked funny. Not the tab, switch it around. Whoops. Switch it so the tab is on the left and you're cutting on this side over here. So you want 10 and 7/8. They're not quite 11 because they had that little bit of a border that we had to cut off. Let me see if this is the same size. Still seems a little big. Nope. Okay. So let's fold it back. Now we should have the right size. Now, see, the only problem with not making the pocket is it's a little loosey-goosey. I'm not sure I am going to ink mine. I may just leave it. Remember, there's a fold on both sides, so you need to use your bone folder on both sides. It still pops out. Now, the tie we're going to use is going to go all the way around, but still, I still think I'm probably going to make mine into a pocket. Yeah, that still gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, 5 pages, and a cover. We've got 5 videos, so we might could get this done in 3. I doubt it, but we might. Okay, I'm going to leave a little border all the way around. I'm just looking at it for example. This is not the page I'm going to use. Well, it might be for here, but if I ink the paper, I think I can get away without inking the manila folder. I really just not wild about the way inking manila folders looks. So let's go ahead and make a pocket out of this center part. So 1/2 of the W. You can make a pocket out of this part, but it's still gonna come open. Let's see. Open this way. You have 3 on this side. Same amount. It's the same difference. Okay, so let's glue this part as a pocket. So that means we're going to glue the top and the bottom and go by the shorter one. This one's a smidge shorter, which is good for a pocket. That way you can reach in and grab whatever's in there. If I can get the glue along the edge. And it's going to want to pop open, so put a little extra glue on there. Okay, then that will give us cover 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a pocket, if it will stay glued together. So let's go back to our cover, and we're going to put the paper on. And I want to use this side. We're going to use circle and brad closure. So that way it will hold this shut all the way around. And this is not going to be half of the paper. So you're going to have to trim each one. The height is going to be correct though. And remember, on this side, even though you can see a little bit of this, if you fold it a little bit crooked like I did, you want to go by the width of this, not the tab, but the top here. Oh yeah. I was worried about, and then we have this as a scrap, and I cut a hole in the rose right there. Let's ink it. I didn't cut quite straight, and there's a little bit of white on the edges, so inking it's pretty much a given. Yeah, I'm a little upset today. It just keeps bothering me because it happened to my friend who lives on the 3rd floor in his apartment up there. And the day before yesterday, I heard really loud stomping on the stairs, and I was like, what is going on? And I could tell it went all the way to the 3rd floor. So we're going to glue this on. So then I heard bam, bam, bam on the door. One of the 2 top floor doors. There's 2 apartments next to each other for 3 floors. And then I heard sheriff, you know, really loud. They're going to come in. And I printed all of them on the back with this in case we use them as writing cards or writing paper. And they went in and evicted my neighbor. I have no idea why. I mean, it's none of my business. And if they hadn't done it so loudly, it would have been none of my business that they evicted him. Well, it still is none of my business, I guess. But it was my friend. The only thing he got to leave with was his dog. He didn't have any way to move his stuff on such short notice. Well, they probably had given him other notices, but Anyway, my only friend that lives here in the complex is now gone. And I'm not making it about me, or I'm not trying to make it about me. You know, like, woe is me, it was my friend. But I am upset that it was my friend. And I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he went. I don't know what's going on. We were casual friends. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we had each other's phone numbers or anything like that. We were just neighbor friends. But still, we'd known each other for over 10 years. A little upsetting. More than a little upsetting. Okay, so I made the circle. This is 2 1-inch circles of manila folder and 1-inch circle of a piece off one of the kit papers, which just happened to be this paper. You get out a brad. Get out the crocodile. And then I'm not going to put it halfway. Well, maybe I should. Halfway would be about where the stem is, wouldn't it? So I could put it in a little bit from there, say right about where that is. So I want it to be on the paper. You know what I mean? I don't want it sticking out over here. So I want to put it about here. Okay, so let me put the hole in. Then I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to eyeball it where I want. Now remember, you're just going to go through this top layer. I forgot to ink this. It's a little crooked. Everything's a little crooked. It fits right in. Okay, so let's make the hole. Then when we paper on the inside, that will cover the brad. And we're not going to put the string on. Then I'm not sure what we're going to do on the cover. I might print out another one of these so that we can make maybe a hidden pocket. And then we can decorate. I've got some coffee dyed lace out that I coffee dyed. Duh. And so, yeah, I'd like to use lace on this. And I've got this skinny lace. And then I've got this wide lace. I think I can use the wide lace for belly bands and whatnot. Speaking of belly bands, on page 2, page 2, let's number them. I had a little bit of glue seepage and I was like, wait a minute. That page should come open. Alright, so on page 2, we're going to paper it with this. So we want to measure it. Oh, this one's going to be, this one I just printed borderless and there's nothing on the back because I was going to do something different with it. This has a direction. So it's the full 11. So I'm going to have to cut it off both ways. I've got others that are printed on both sides that are the right height. Wonder if I should do that because I'm going to have the other page right next to it. Not that I can't cut them the same, but it's just easier. What are you doing, Oz? I think he's looking for paper. So anyway, yeah, it's got to be horrific to be evicted. I think normally they give you 24 hours to get your stuff out. But today, the junk guy was there. This is my new dangle that my friend Cassie made. Her Etsy shop is Creative Paper Studios and Studio, and creative is spelled with a K. I guess the one with the other one with the C was already taken, so she made hers a K. Kind of remember it more that way anyway because it's different. And I think what I'm going to do, so it might be easier to do this before we put it on the page. So I think I will. Let's double check the size. I guess I should have done that before I inked it. Then we're going to take and make a belly band out of this piece. I think we could cut just a little bit off. I want it to be pretty wide. Yeah, I think that'll do it. This is directional. Yes, I know that's a really big belly band. Don't worry, I am aware. And I think I think I'm going to glue it in half and turn it into two. Making sure both sides are going the same way with the text. Okay, and then we're going to add another belly band. Will we be able to use? No. I'm just going to measure it from this side because it's easier. Let's make it that wide. I'm just eyeballing everything. I am not I'm not measuring for the width. You know, I'm not measuring inches and I'm going to ink this. These pieces are so big, I realize it takes a minute to ink them, but once again, cannot ink them. Anyway, you can't ink them until you get it cut. This is also directional. Now, this one, glue the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to kind of make it into thirds. I'm just eyeballing it. This one is small, but that's okay. Different size tags is fine. Then we're going to put this on here. Just like that. So now we've got two cards and then 3 cards. Okay, then we can decorate this. Yeah, I like that. Now, if we wanted to be smarty pants, we could glue the lace on as a belly band too. But I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to put it on there. Even though it covers the, or goes over the pattern, you know, the prettiness of the underlying paper, it's sheer enough that you can see it right through it. It's going to use a lot of lace with these big, tall It looks crooked. To me, anyway. It's a smidge long, so we'll trim it. I slid it all down so that the length is all at the bottom, or the amount that needs to be trimmed off is all at one end. Oh, it's on here. It's like looking around for it. And then we can put it in our book and it will cover the brad. And we'll have all these pockets that we can work with all on one page. Really don't want to get my sweater in the glue. Now, if we wanted to be smarty pants, we could glue this whole thing on as a pocket. But I'm not going to. That's enough stuff. If you know what I mean. Oops. Crash bang. So then you're going to have to make your 3 cards and then your 2 cards. Okay, and then you'll be done with this page. I don't know, there's quite a few ephemera cards or tags. These are nice. And just trim off the, well, that would trim the flower off that one, wouldn't it? Does fit though. These fit the smaller ones. Now it needs to be inked. This one could use something wider, but for example, you could do something like that, only a little bit shorter. The reason it's okay here is because the tab is right there. But then these are a little long because I think they would stick out. So I think if you just trimmed them a little bit, then they would work in there. And then you've got the two larger spots underneath that you could make writing cards for. And that will give you 5 spots that you can put things in. Cool beanage. Okay? Alright, so we got those two done, and we got our book put together, and we did our flip through of the kit, so I think that's pretty good for the first video. So let's leave it here, and then I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.